In this video, we are going to learn another 4 index laws in addition to 9 laws learned earlier. The first one is any number raised to power half. Second, any number raised to power 1 over 3. Third, any number raised to power 1 over n. Fourth, any number raised to power m over n. Let's look at the first law, which instead of saying index law 1, I'll say index law 10 because we have already learned 9 index laws. Any number raised to power of half is the square root of that number. Means if I say 3 to the power half is equal to square root of 3. In general, a to the power half is square root of a. Index law 11, any number raised to power of 1 over 3 is the cube root of that number. So if I say 3 to the power 1 over 3, that will be cube root of 3. In general, a to the power 1 over 3 is cube root of a. Index law 12, any number raised to power of 1 over n is nth root of that number. So if I say 3 to the power 1 over n is actually nth root of 3 in radical form. In general, a to the power 1 over n in radical form is nth root of a. Index number 13, any number raised to power of m over n is the nth root of that number raised to the power m. So if I take 64 to the power 2 over 3, that means cube root of 64 squared. I could also write it as cube root of 64 to the power 2. In general, a to the power m over n is nth root of a to the power m or nth root of a to the power m. So in fractional power, the numerator is the power, denominator is the root. Please note, when you are taking the root first and then taking the power, it makes it simpler. Let's look at example 1. Write given expressions using a radical or root sign. So x to the power 1 over 3 is cube root of x, simple. Y to the power 2 over 3, 2 is the power, 3 is the root. So I could write cube root of y squared or cube root of y to the power 2. Part C, x to the power 3 over 2. So 3 is the power, 2 is the root. So I could say square root of x cubed, and x cubed can be written as x squared times x, and the square root of x squared is x, so I could write it outside, so x root x. You can also think this in another way. 3 over 2 is improper fraction, so it can be converted into mixed numeral. So x to the power 3 over 2 is x to the power 1.5. So 1.5 is 1 plus half. So I could write x to the power 1 as x outside and x to the power half as square root of x. Example 2. Write this expression using a fractional index. Now other way around. So it's the 6th root, so I could write 3w in bracket to the power 1 over 6. Example 3. Evaluate using index laws, 128 to the power negative 5 over 7. First, we should make the power positive by putting it in the denominator. Now 5 is the power, 7 is the root. So it's 7th root of 128 to the power 5. So I could write power outside because it makes it easier. 7th root of 128 is 2. So it's 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 is 32. So it's 1 over 32. Example 4, similar to example 3. So in brackets, 625x squared to the power negative 3 over 4. So 3 is the power, 4 is the root, but the power is negative. So make it a positive first by putting it in the denominator. Now write in radical form. So it's 4th root of 625x squared to the power 3. 4th root of 625 is 5. 4th root of x squared is x to the power 2 over 4, which is x to the power half. So x to the power half is square root of x. Therefore, it's 1 over 5 square root of x to the power 3. Now separate the values in the bracket. So it's 5 in the denominator is 5 cubed and square root of x to the power 3, which is x root x. So final answer is 1 over 125 x root x.